there's one subtle but shockingly common email marketing blunder I see over and over among jewelry brands, and it's robbing them of clicks, sales, and engagement. In this episode, I'll reveal exactly what that mistake is, why it matters so much, and how you can fix it fast, so you can finally start turning all that email attention into real results. I'm Larissa Wurstiak, and my marketing agency, Joy Joya, helps jewelry brands thrive. Let's toss aside the one-size-fits-all playbook and create a marketing strategy that actually works. Get ready. It's time for your brand to shine in a sea of sparkle. Hey, sparklers. So what's this big mistake I keep seeing? Let me set a scene that happens more often than you think. I'll be chatting with a jewelry designer who's excited about their latest email campaign. Maybe it looks gorgeous with beautiful product photos and a heartfelt story about the inspiration behind the collection. But when I ask them to walk me through how the subscriber is supposed to go from that email to actually shopping, they realize there's no clear button to click. Or if there is one, it's buried way down at the bottom or lost in a design that blends together. Sound familiar? If you've never really thought about where or how you place your call to action buttons, trust me, you're not alone. It's a bigger issue than most jewelry designers even realize. And in that moment, it hits them, oh wow, I'm missing out on potential sales and engagement because I'm not guiding my reader to that next step clearly. This is the number one mistake that drives me nuts. Not using clear, eye-catching, can't-miss call to action buttons in your emails. So many jewelry brands either don't include a button at all. So some emails have only text or images with no clear or clickable call to action, and then readers are left unsure of what to do next. Or they're burying a single button. So the button is placed so far down that most subscribers never see it, and skimmers will often stop reading before they get to the call to action. Another mistake is using invisible buttons. So it blends into the design with no contrasting color or shape, so subscribers don't even realize that it's clickable. Then we see overloading the button text, so the call to action is crammed with so many words that the button looks cluttered, and that lengthy message dilutes the impact and can make the button feel less clickable. I see this so often when I'm auditing jewelry brands, it's practically become boilerplate advice. So many emails fail to include a simple shop now or learn more button. And I get it, you don't want to come across as pushy, but you're sending a marketing email. People expect you to show them what to do. This is the single most impactful change you can make to boost your email marketing results. All right, confession time. Early in my marketing career, as I was learning the ropes from my mentors and observing how different email campaigns performed, I noticed something fascinating. Some of the most visually stunning, elegantly designed emails would end up with embarrassingly low click-through rates, usually because they lacked a clear, bold call to action buttons. Open rates may have been decent, but subscribers had no idea where to click or what to do next. I quickly learned that when the action you want the user to take is clear and prominently displayed, they're far more likely to follow through. Why hide it? Otherwise, what's the point of sending an email in the first place? Make it easy for your audience to do exactly what you're hoping they'll do. Let's talk about why not having the prominent call to action buttons in your marketing emails is such a problem. There are three main reasons. One, skim culture. People skim emails. Maybe they're glancing at the headline and the first image, and at that point, they decide if they're going to scroll, click, or head out. If you only have a single button way at the bottom, most folks won't make it that far, especially if your email is longer than a few lines. Also, there's the mobile mindset. A ton of your audience, probably more than 50%, is checking email on their phone. That means they're scrolling quickly with their thumbs. If your button is too small or blending in with the background, then it's hard to tap, and they'll leave before they buy your jewelry. Jewelry brands usually have impeccable visuals, and that's part of what makes them so appealing. But sometimes that perfectionism of aesthetics leads to muted or overly matched colors, and then the button just disappears into the design. The point of a call to action is to stand out so that your audience immediately knows that you want them to click. You're missing out on actionable data and insights when you don't provide a clear button to click. That means you're losing the opportunity to track how engaged your subscribers are. Those click-through rates give you concrete feedback on how well your content resonates. No clicks means no insight. And without solid data, it's really hard to fine-tune your strategy to know actually what's driving customers to purchase your jewelry. Now, this might seem like a tiny design detail, but the impact on your bottom line can be huge. Click-through rate is one of the most important email metrics. It's a good indicator of how effectively you're moving people from passive reading to active engagement. And without a clear button, your click-through rate will absolutely suffer. In e-commerce, a healthy click-through rate often falls in the 2 to 3% range, sometimes higher, depending on your list quality and how compelling your content is. But when there's no clear button or call to action in your email, you risk falling well below that benchmark. If your subscribers aren't sure where to click, they won't click at all, tanking your click-through rate and ultimately your sales potential. If you're showing off a new jewelry collection, you want people to click, to browse, to buy. A missing or hidden call to action means a lot of potential sales are slipping through the cracks. Believe it or not, a well-designed email with a clear call to action also signals that you're a confident, organized, professional brand that cares about the customer experience. I've seen clients make a couple of small tweaks, adding a prominent button near the top, maybe a second one mid-email, and watch their click-through rates skyrocket. And in turn, product page visits, add to carts, and often revenue all increase. So why do brands skip or bury their call to action buttons? Maybe you don't want to be pushy. Yes, jewelry can be expensive. And maybe you feel awkward about pushing a big buy now button. But you can phrase it more warmly, like explore the collection, see the earrings, or discover what's new. Maybe you're using a template that doesn't emphasize buttons, or you're not sure how to add them in a drag and drop email marketing editor. This is worth figuring out, trust me. So take the time to try to see how you can make your buttons prominent. Often, business owners or marketers want to keep everything on brand and visually consistent. But remember, your call to action should pop. So use a contrasting color that ties in with your palette, but still stands out. If you happen to find a clear goal for each email, you might forget to include a call to action. Every email needs an end goal. What action do you want the reader to take? So now we've established that not using clear call to action buttons is a big no-no. So how do you fix it? Step by step. 1, decide your goal before you write. Are you trying to get them to see a new collection, read your blog post, sign up for an event? Once you know the main action, then you'll know exactly what your button should say. Make it big and bold. Use a font size that's easy to read, at least 16 to 18 pixels or bigger. And choose a color that contrasts with the background. If your emails are mostly white, maybe a black or vibrant accent color button. Don't shy away from the button shape. Circular corners, rectangular, whatever, just make sure it looks clickable and not just disappearing into everything else. And focus on action-oriented text. So shop now, browse the collection, discover more, add to cart. You need to be specific. If your collection is called Moonlight, then Explore Moonlight Collection is perfect. And multiple buttons too. Try placing one button near the top above the fold so that even skimmers see it immediately. If your email's on the longer side, put one more in the middle and maybe one at the very bottom. Remember that especially on mobile, people might only see that top portion of the email without scrolling. And keep it clean. Avoid cluttering your email with too many calls to action for different things. Ideally, each email should have one primary goal plus maybe one secondary goal if it fits naturally. Always, always, always be testing on mobile. Send yourself a test email and open it on your phone. Can you see the button easily? Is it big enough to tap? If not, keep adjusting. After you add your new call to action buttons, watch your click-through rates rise. Are more people clicking? If not, try a different color or text. Data is your friend, and don't be afraid to experiment until you consistently get good click-through rates. So here's my assignment for you this week because, I like to give you homework. Pull up your last email marketing campaign. Look at how many buttons you used. Are they obvious? If not, fix it before your next send. Pick one upcoming email. Maybe it's announcing a new piece or a restock, and add a bold, top-positioned call to action button in a contrasting color. And make sure you're checking your metrics. Compare your click-through rates from before and after. Are you noticing changes? I bet you'll be pleasantly surprised. Once you do that, let me know how it goes. Send me a DM on Instagram or drop a comment if you're listening. I'd love to hear your results. Remember, a single tweak like adding a clear, gorgeous button can change the game for your email marketing. It's such an easy fix, but most jewelry brands don't realize how much money they're leaving on the table by skipping it. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos for even more tips.